I'm live now. Yeah, get me tea, yes. Yeah, yeah. Yes. Normal milk. Okay, 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 okay. Oh yeah. Okay. 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 Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Um, Hope you guys are doing well. Let's wait for some few people before we start. Let's wait for some few people before we start. My name is Patrick, and this is this State of the Nation, and we are live. Okay, so let's wait. It's gonna be a good one today. Maybe let me title this the brunch session. Sorry, brunch session, afternoon session. Put it that way. So we'll just be quick. So let's wait for some few more people before we start. It's going to be a good one today. It looks like every every day, every day, the the embarrassment continues. So as you can see from the title, it says "State of the Nation: Trump jabs, kidnapping flourishes, and terror financiers." The terror financiers list are under lock and key. Okay, so let's wait before we start. Switch off the light for me, please. Okay, okay. Okay, close the door for me, please. Thank you. Okay, yeah, maybe give another 1 minute, then I will start. Another 1 minute, then I will kick off. Another 1 minute, then I'll kick off. It's a good day today. I hope you guys are good as well. Um, I hope you guys are doing well. Unfortunately, we need to discuss all this. It is not nice, but let me see if you can hear me first, okay? It is not nice, but the country as a whole and the people running it, well, they are. Let me say they are trying the best they can. Yeah, I would say they are trying the best they can, but is it enough? It depends. Is it enough, or are they incapable? Um, because there is a difference between capable people and people that don't know what they are doing. So in this case, did they even know what they are doing? Okay. Let me just start and then we flow. Let me start with the flow. Where's my... So Trump just jumped out and said, just made the same comment that he made the other day, that Nigeria called us a disgraced country. Let me get my thing here so that okay. So we've been called a disgraced country again. Again, let me call my... And they made mention of genocide. Let me get my this thing. Sorry, give me 1 minute. So he made mention of that word, genocide. And it is, you see, that's how the whole thing starts. That's bit by bit, one little fire there, one there, one there, one there, one there. Nigeria is I mean the political guys are under pressure. Because the sustained, let me not call it attack, but the sustained PR against the Nigerian state is on the rise, and it's overwhelming them, put it that way. And that's why you could see that many of the politicians are hiding. Let's say this. Remember, as I said before, if you listen to me yesterday or previous chat, I said the foreign minister went to Piers Morgan, and it was a car crash interview, and since then we've not seen him. And he did something. I'm not drifting away. He did something. After the interview, because these interviews are being recorded, they record. It's not a streaming like what we are doing now. So they record it. Piers Morgan and co. They will record it, then do some edits. When I say edits, in bracket, not, they don't edit the speeches. No, when they do the edits to put in like the titles. They need to format it so that it will blend in well with other stations. Then adverts and all sorts, just to prepare it for consumption. Because after the recording and the edits, they'll put it on social media like X, YouTube, maybe TikTok and all that. Just so the edit is just to prepare, not to edit what someone said, So just want to clear that up. So after the interview, it appeared that, I use the word appeared, it appeared that the foreign minister, maybe after he reviewed what he said, knew that, oh man, I don't think I did well, and fired the first shot. I think they fired the first, or the exchange between, let me use the word, the exchange between Piers Morgan and himself came up online. And that was when Piers Morgan called him a liar. I think, if I'm here, or put it this way, disparaged the Nigerian foreign minister. Anyway, then on Twitter, someone then sent a message to Piers Morgan. When is this interview coming out? And Piers Morgan said it's coming out today. And I think around afternoon time, the thing dropped. And I watched it. When I watched it, I could see that the prime minister, not the foreign minister, was not on his game. The questions were coming hard and fast. And I've asked many people who have watched the interview, and they said, no. That you could see that he wasn't prepared. And the excuses we were given were not... as a foreign minister, he could have sharpened his tools before coming to Piers Morgan. The international journalists, they are not like Nigerian journalists where they get intimidated. No, foreign journalists, they're on top of their game. They are on top of their game. Not like Nigerian journalists whereby they can intimidate, probably give you questions to ask and all sorts. No. So you see, those are signposts of where Nigeria is going. That the Nigerian foreign minister couldn't, from my own opinion, couldn't present his case. He came with no data. The facts were he was wobbling, put it that way. And and the world saw it. You can't defend it. It's clear right there that the foreign minister didn't do well. And after that interview, unless you've seen him, you can opine. I've not seen him. I've not seen him. Because normally, again, the foreign minister, should have gone with Rebadu and co to America, because they are in America right now, meeting some politicians to, dampen down the tension. But I don't think the foreign minister went with them because it was probably he's still recovering from that interview, and recovering from that interview. That's one. Number two, as of yesterday, 315 souls have been kidnapped. As of yesterday, they went to a school called St. Mary's Catholic School, Niger State, and 103 students plus 12 teachers who went to work trying to survive. How much are they being paid? But they're trying to survive. Even the government is struggling to pay the minimum wage, and even the minimum wage cannot even can't even provide much. So these teachers managed. Let's go. What can we do now? Let's just go. We are, and they went there. Probably those teachers. No, I'm very sure none of them have been paid 200,000 a month. None of them. I'm very sure. Or I will be surprised, put it that way. So these teachers went to work, left their families at home. As they were minding their business as teachers, these hoodlums came in and grabbed them all. I'm not sure if someone escaped, but these teachers and students, 303. And now, with the teachers, so 315, are now in the bush. That's where Nigeria is. This one was happening on, I think, yesterday. We've not added the 25 that were kidnapped in Kebbi State. So, it tells you that's another indices again, hanging somewhere there. The foreign minister, the continuous kidnapping. I'll put it this way: the kidnapping exercise has been flourishing. And it's right there. Since this month, People are being kidnapped left, right, and center. Then we have the foreign minister. Then we have the Nigerians that went to America and they were told, one of the congressmen came out and said that Nigeria are trying to give excuses. That's what they told them that went to America. That Nigeria, it appears that the Nigerian government is, what's the word again? Their strategy? I'm just adding my own. Strategy is to give excuses. Is to give excuses. So that's another one hanging there. That's another one hanging there. So when Trump comes out and calls us a disgraced country, that's what he sees. That's what he sees. A country that has this enterprise, or the system has allowed an enterprise of kidnapping to flourish. Right now, as we are talking, these 12 teachers have left their families. Their families are now in bondage because they are wondering, how can we get our loved ones? The students or the people in school are also have been affected because their families. So let's do some little mathematics. So 303 students. 303 students. Let's just break it down. 303 students. Let's multiply. Let's say one child per household. We're just trying to one child per household. So right now, if we add, we're looking at almost, so the 303 children, then we have about 600 plus parents in agony. In agony. Then their relatives as well in pain. You see the effects. You see the effects? And we are very sure that the government, probably these families, oh man, these families will be surprised I won't be surprised if the government have not even paid them a visit. Rather, I saw a post whereby they said that the Nigerian state or governor or whatever said we are getting close to where these kids are. I don't believe those statements, because in a normal sense, in this kind of case, you don't expose yourself. Well, by that I mean the security guys won't be saying much. If they want to talk, that's okay. No press conference. The comment probably in the Western world, what we see, someone that is in charge will come out and say, okay, yeah, we are still doing our best, give information how many people were kidnapped, what and what. At least people will have an idea. But we have no media in Nigeria. It is just it is embarrassing, put it that way. See, this is what the West, what they see. They see that sometimes they say our news are not reliable. That's what they see. That's what they see. So these teachers now that are, let me tell you, let me use this opportunity and let me say this. So this is a true life story. Let me paint a picture of someone. I'm not the one. I've heard of someone very close, someone that I spoke to that was kidnapped. Let me give you a little, idea what they go through. Number one. Let me try and see if I can use 10 minutes and tell this story, and we'll link it up to these students. So at least to know, have an idea what these guys go through. Okay. So this lady from Lagos was having a good time, and because her relative was going to get married, so they were going to do traditional marriage and church wedding, those kind of. So this lady from Lagos prepared herself, got herself ready, left her 3 children in Lagos with the husband, that's 4, and proceeded for the wedding. So on the main road. Now this place was in southeast. I think I heard Enugu. As they were there with the other drivers, I think after the wedding, they were transporting to probably for celebration or whatever. All of a sudden, these people came out from the forest, grabbed them all. Even the couple were grabbed as well. And what they do, they took them all. They saw a child was with them as well, and an elderly woman. So what did they do? They bundled all of them inside the forest. So they were in the forest. But when they saw that their movement was being slowed down because of the old lady, they allowed the old lady to go. She was released with the little child. So everyone else was in the forest. This woman said they were in the forest for 7 good days. 7 good days. They were not fed. They were not fed. All their shoes were gone. They were walking on barefoot inside a thick forest. That they were seeing all manner of animals. So that will tell you the how thick those forests were. They were there for 7 days. And they were moving constantly. Moving. So they walked and walked and walked and walked. Walked and walked and walked. And not only that, as they were parading, as they were in the forest, they were getting the beating of their lives. Some with cutlass, they would slap them on, Men, women were reduced were treated like animals. They were drinking water from ponds on the floor. They were there for 7 days. They were there for 7 days. No food, nothing. But the terrorists had a little thing, because you travel light. It's normal. These terrorists, they travel light. Because this is a dangerous business. So they need to be effective and efficient. So this woman was there for 7 days, whilst the kidnappers were now calling their family members to pay ransom. The government was not involved. So it was each family on their own. Now, this lady said one of the guys that was kidnapped as well was so weak that he fell. And because of social media, I will try and so when he fell, he was sliced away. Because they saw him, he became a hindrance, or he was trying to, they saw him, this one will expose us, so let's take him out. He was sliced away. After slicing him, they used big bricks. Yeah, pebbles, not pebbles, big, stones, and smashed him away. He couldn't come out. He was gone. and they left him there. You can imagine the trauma of those victims. So the person that went with them, that they captured together, has been eliminated. The shock on those other ones, was quite alarming. This lady was saying that they didn't eat for 7 days. They were, so when they walk, so when they walk to a point, they'll be asked to lie down. They will then lie down. After some few hours, they say, okay, let's go. So it became clear that they walk in the night. They walk in the night. Then in the day, they will find a shade in this thick forest. They will then lie down there till evening time. Then they move again, because they are trying to, in case if someone is tracking them. Yeah, that's the woman was later. You see, this lady, after she called her family, she said, please, first of all, they will ask them, what do you do? And your appearance, your makeup determines how much they will get from you. So when they see you look wretched, your release fee will be reduced. So they saw this woman, because this woman appeared like she wasn't fully dressed, like like all these with their makeups and whatever. So her release fee came down to 500,000. Came down to 500,000. And the husband quickly paid, because she told them, which is a lie, but she told them that she was a market woman. I think if I'm yeah, that's what she. But she gave them a low, she used her profile, and her bill was 500,000, and they had to pay, and that was how she was released. Then one man with them that came from Lagos told them he lives in Lagos. His bill went up. But I think this woman told them that she was in the neighborhood of Enugu, and that was why her fee came down. I said that, yeah. But this man that was in Lagos, or came from Lagos for the wedding, his bill was in millions, and they had to pay. They had to pay. So that was how this woman got out. I don't know about others, but I want to paint a picture here, because this woman, till now, have not recovered. Because the trauma. Because what I heard was this lady that sometimes her mind goes off, because she would then reflect back what she went through, to the point that they refuse allowing her to stay on her own at home, because she might get to the point where she'll be driven to unalive herself. So these children are going to face the same thing. When these kids, when they come out, their life will not remain the same again. It's not a cause. It is not a cause. The teachers, probably many of them, will resign from that school after this chaos and will never teach again. So that's what's going on. And you see, these numbers we are seeing, these are just the ones that came on social media. There are many people, like this story I'm told you now, is not in the news. It's not in the news. So, this is where the country is. And we know the government does. This, I'm not trying to demarcate Nigeria, as they say. These are real facts. Real facts. Real facts, that's what it is. This, as I'm talking to you now, this same lady has not yet recovered. Has not yet recovered. This is a matured woman. Now, talk less of these children. 303 in the forest. These kids, before them, they sleep in their little bed here and there or in their cot. From bed, not even to sleep on the floor, but they are now sleeping in the forest. And you could see the country is moving like nothing is happening. Everybody's normal. And that's why these kidnappers are now emboldened to continue with their trade, the new enterprise, flourishing in a so-called sovereign nation. Right now, I head from Lagos to Asaba. If you want to travel, because to go by road now is a risk. Before, when you travel on the road, you meet armed robbers. When they come in, they will rob you of your possessions and leave you. But right now, it has been upgraded, whereby they will come in, pack you guys up, straight to the forest, and demanding millions. Sometimes they will demand millions, you pay, and they sort you out, and nothing will happen. So tell me, how can a country function in this manner? A country whereby kidnapping is flourishing and people are struggling to make ends meet. An economy whereby the minimum wage is 70,000 naira, which some people are still struggling to pay. But when you are caught, they'll be asking you to bring millions. You see the imbalance? The world sees all these things. So when Trump calls Nigeria a disgraced country the second time, we don't need to blame anybody. We blame ourselves. Was it a couple of days ago, these Mujahideen, I think in Zafra State, who unalived a police officer. Listen to this. Who unalived a police officer, took his uniform, the deceased police officer took his uniform and probably his gun, wore it, and came for peace meeting. I don't know if you got me. A Mujahideen killed a police officer, took his uniform, state property, with his emblem, with the policeman's wore it, and went for a meeting, peace meeting between the Mujahideens and the government. It tells you where we are. In a normal country, the country will freeze. The country will freeze. But in Nigeria, everything is normal. Normal. Right now, politicians are talking about 2027 election. The welfare of the citizens is not their business. Not their business. All they are interested in is power. So that's the problem we have. Not only Nigeria, other the Tanzania, they call it the Indian mean of Tanzania. Just a couple of these elections that happened, thousands lost their lives because of power. Either I win or you die. Either you win, or sorry, either I win or you die. Keep your questions coming and comments. I'll try and read them when I'm done. Now, this man, when he came from the meeting, he was not hiding his face. His face was clear for all to see. But I can guarantee you, after this peace, they will let him go. Yeah, they will let him go. Yeah, they will let him go. You see, that's why when they call us a disgraced country, we should not be offended. You see, what's this man? Wale Soyinka called Trump a madman. You know, they've got issues between the two. A madman. But at least the madman is looking after his country. The madman, the so-called madman, is looking after his people. In a normal country, the president of Nigeria should be not sending delegates. And that's what they got Americans angry. That we are talking of serious matter, and Tinubu is sending delegates to come and, it's like they are playing politics. Till now, Tinubu has done, at least come out and say something. No. No. So that's where we are. So when they call us a disgraced country, don't be offended, because we've shown the world we love it. That we love it. In a normal sense, Nigeria should not be in this state. Nigeria should not be in this state where kidnapping is flourishing, genocide is going on, and Reverend Ezekiel, who came out and spoke, is being threatened. I will talk about that one later. He's being threatened, according to the news, from Aso Rock. He's being monitored. So tell me. So when they call Nigeria a disgraced country, where many people don't even have the freedom of expression, because now as I'm here, I can talk too much, and I'll be a target. Probably they'll say, "Oh, Patrick, yes, he's cybercrime." So we have serious problems. Okay, let me just ask. I'll come back to my topic, but let me just quickly get this off. Gospel Outside says, "Don't fall for propaganda." You need to explain, throw some light what you mean by we shouldn't call for propaganda. Are you trying? I don't know. Let me get your point before I speak, because it is not propaganda. Let me start from there. It is not propaganda if Reverend Ezekiel came out and said, "We've been losing lives." And instead of the government to call him and say, "Okay, you come. Show up," because I said, according to him, he has done about 70 mass burial. That the other day, 501 people were killed. Now, this man said his uncle and grandmom, I think his grandmother or whatever, was eliminated. Okay, if it's propaganda, the government should have called him and, "Please, we've not heard of this before. Can you please come and tell us, show us where it is, what information do you have, and so forth. Has he been called? No. Rather, some people are trying to discredit him to the point that one of the guys said, "Oh, those caskets are empty boxes. Those are human beings in there." So if you think is propaganda, now it is the duty of the government to make things clear, and that's where man, let me now as being termed as propaganda. The We've got a minister of information. What's he doing? That's his job, to inform the citizens what's going on. Then you said we have kidnapping here in the US like never before. Okay. We are all marching towards a common goal of being controlled by a one world system. Okay, let me take this one. We have yeah, there's kidnapping everywhere. There's kidnapping everywhere. Some people kidnap to because of vengeance. Yeah, kidnapping everywhere. In UK, in America, Switzerland, there's kidnapping. It's a crime to kidnap. But there's a difference here. So in the Western world, let's pick up UK for example. If someone gets kidnapped, the state, you will see the effort the state will make to resolve that issue. Yes. The state will make effort and people will see that they're making an effort. It won't be hidden. The process to rescue the kidnapping might be hidden, but after the event, they will come out and explain what happened and how they rescued that person. So it's not hidden. So that's the difference between ours, the Nigerian kidnapping, and the Western kidnapping. You see, in Nigeria, this the kidnapping is different from the jihadists. And that's why the government has not made that point. That these killings, here and there, the kidnapping is different from the jihadists. The kidnapping are just bandits trying to make a living. Then the Islamists are the ones that go to church and unalive people. Those are Islamists or jihadists. But the kidnappers in the forest, are not fully jihadists unless they from their earnings in the kidnapping, they then use it to fund jihadists. Then you can call them sympathizers or you can call them jihadist financiers. But there's that's we need. Okay, let me just say this now. So there is bandits, there are Islamists, and there are terrorists. Bandits, they are just normal criminals. They just go just like yeah, I've forgotten this name. Forgotten the name. Anyway, bandits will go in, rob places, take people's money and whatever, and run away. But the Islamists, their duty is to Islamize. Islamize methodically. They sponsor people, those are then the jihadists is by force, submit or die. Then you have terrorists driven by their ideology. Those are different. I hope I will just make our time and we will break it down. But let me not derail. Now, you said the world system. World system. let's leave that for now. Let's leave that for now. You know why I say let's leave that for now? I mean, gospel outside. Yes, it will come to a time where should that. Okay, let me say for now. Let's keep this for now because it will take us to another territory. Thank you. Let's leave the one system, the one world system for now. Because, for example, this thing I'm using now, this media we are talking, that's part of the one world system. Because before then, for you to speak to someone in another place, it will take you days, weeks, and months. But right now, we can call someone in less than 1 minute. We'll be seeing the person face to face. Yeah, technology improving their lives, but it has the negative side. Let's leave that. It's a broad topic, you know. Let's leave that for now. Okay. Let me. Someone's asking me, have you been to Nigeria? Yes, I've been to Nigeria. I go to Nigeria. Okay, says that's Anton Lee. So invading forecast. How far? I said the other day, secession is the way out. Let Trump support secession in Nigeria. That is the way out, my brother. Okay. Sensation. Okay. Secession. Sorry. You see, the problem is the Nigerian constitution allows people, gives people freedom to express themselves. That's on paper. The application is where the problem is. I made mention with Scotland. I don't want to go. I made mention with Scotland and England. Scotland say we want to leave England or United Kingdom. We want to have our own, system. And back and forth, back and forth. This okay, Scottish, okay, referendum, and the campaign started. So England, Wales, Northern Ireland, where everybody was confessed saying, okay, Scotland, you don't need to go. We are strong, united. We are strong, united. At the end of the day, the Scottish government lost the election because the Scottish people somehow felt, yes, we can't leave England. We are stronger in unity. And that was how they lost the referendum. But in Nigeria, people are struggling. In Nigeria, that case is different. Let me give you a little, just observe. If you notice, I don't have the full stats, but I won't be surprised, 95% of the Southeast wants their own place. About the Yorubas, I'm not sure yet, but let's say 50% will like that. But majority, the Igbos, the Southeasterners, wants to leave Nigeria. Then if you notice, in the northern part, they are the ones crying for one Nigeria. Are you aware in 1966, let's say before the Civil War, the North were crying to leave Nigeria. The northern parts were crying to leave Nigeria. You see, it boils down to one issue. One issue is self-interest. Because let's not use ourselves. Right now, the North are enjoying Nigeria. Facts. And if you are enjoying from, it will be foolish to be persuaded to leave what you are enjoying unless you have morals. You see, that's where the problem is. Right now, the North are enjoying Nigeria. Because it's very easy. It's very, very, very easy. They could have said, okay, by the way, since we don't enjoy the shedding of blood, let's rearrange this union. But it can't happen because one part of the country lost the way it is. Because they are benefiting. They are benefiting. So that's why it will be a difficult task. I think I said yesterday, this separation is only, okay, let me just say this here. I'm not trying to drift away. Let's say this. The only solution, yeah, if we have the backing of United Kingdom and America, I mean, for them to come and say, okay, now it is now time to divide this country, whether you like it or not. Because let me tell you something, even Tinubu here, that is the president, was not in support of one Nigeria. Oh. He was not in support of one Nigeria, but go ask him now. Because there is benefit. Because now, before he was an outsider, now he's at the center. And he needs to enjoy. So if you go to him now and say, divide Nigeria, he will refuse. Sunday Igboho, who was canvassing for Oduduwa Nation, where is he today? When he came out, first of all, Buhari told the prominent guys, the Yoruba side, please, can you just warn this little man? And when he refused, the man was sleeping in we know the story, he was sleeping in his house, and the Nigerian army, without court order, nothing, they just came in and invaded his house, killed a lot of people. He managed to escape. And when he went to Benin Republic, the state, Nigerian state, was trying to frustrate him there. Then until Buhari managed to leave. When he left, his case was not discussed until Tinubu now won the election. And before he knew it, he was released. Portable, I think you should report it. There's that man called Portable who said, Sunday Igboho, they offered him 50 billion. We've not heard from him again. They offered him Nnamdi Kanu refused. You see? So Sunday Igboho now has gone quiet. Probably he's been sorted out very well. I don't know, allegedly. So as humans, we get persuaded by self-interest. Self-interest. Remember, when Trump wrote that whatever tweet, social media thing, remember, China came out in support of Nigeria. Came out in support of Nigeria. Why? Chinese have self-interest. What are the self-interests? Are you aware that in Nigeria now, people, they pack sand. They export sand. Now, let me ask you. They will go in, scoop sand, put in a container, and send it outside the country. The Chinese, was it yesterday, 2 Chinese men were kidnapped. Because now in Nigeria, the middle class are running away out of Nigeria, the Chinese are coming in. These countries are after the minerals. You see, that means the government has no control or full control of the minerals. And that's why terrorism, banditry is on the increase. Because these guys will come in, provide guns to support them while they do their business. So those millionaires, when they sell them, what do they use the money to do? They go and buy weapons. So that's where Nigeria is. So when the world look at Nigeria and say, whoa, a disgraced country. Remember Cameron, the former Prime Minister of Britain, who said Nigeria is fantastically corrupt. So you see, sometimes the Nigerian state, parade their boxers with holes for all to see. For all to see. So so Trump has done his own. Kidnapping is flourishing. The state has lost control. But there's one other topic I want to discuss before I leave called when Buhari was in government, they came out and said, oh, Dubai gave Nigeria list of terror sponsors. List of terror sponsors. Hold on a second. List of terror sponsors. In a normal country, those lists, okay, let's look at this. So they've got the list. All they will do is the section, I mean the security section that is in charge of the state of Nigeria. It's not the police, let's say DSS, for example. They will look at those names. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. These are the names. Okay. Let's assign some people because they need to gather evidence. It's not by writing and beating them up. No, you gather evidence. Then, but Dubai, UAE have done half of it by presenting facts and names. That would have made the job easier. You've got the facts and names. You think, okay, here is it. By now, those names, the owner of those names should be in prison, having a discussion with the state. For how many years now? That list is hidden. Those lists, the list with the names of terror sponsors are hidden. So the question we'll ask ourselves, this terror sponsors list, is it because with that we then know what's going on in Nigeria? Those terror sponsors lists, are they the terror lists financiers? Who are they financing? Are they financing Christians? Are they financing traditionalists? Are they financing Muslims? But those lists are hidden. Those lists. So I've got a note here. They said, according to, it said the Nigerian Minister of Information announced. No, let me come again. Is on the news that we have 94 financiers or financiers and 424 associates. So we've got some numbers. But nothing. Nothing. So when we look at all this, and if Trump calls us a disgraced country, don't blame him. We don't need to blame him. We just need to accept it and say, unfortunately, that's what it is. In a normal country, they will search for those people, grab them. Okay. So in America, country abide by law and order. But in most cases, sometimes you can circumvent law. I'll give you an example, then we'll stop here. So when the war on terror started in America, between the Afghanistan and co, you know what the Americans did? So whoever they capture, first of all, what they do, because these guys are, these terror guys were quite hardened. And in the Western world, torture, evidence by torture, is not allowed in courts. Mark that one for Nigeria. The extraction of evidence by torture will not be allowed in courts. So what did the Americans do? Because these terrorists were so hardened that they needed to be tortured. I think you'll be cognizant of waterboarding, the extraction of nails, beating and all sorts. Probably, or they will put them in one room and put the music, full blast. That before they come out, after they torture, some of them they will lose their mind. So when the terrorists were being subjected to all these, different styles of torture, they confessed. Instead of taking them to court, they diverted them to Cuba. Because if they bring them to America for justice, the judge will refuse. Because they got their information via torture. And by law, it is not allowed. So Americans took some of these guys to Dubai, to Libya, where those laws does not exist, and they then dealt with them. So we're taking electric shock and all sorts. Psychological torture that many lost their mind because they needed to get the current information regarding terror. And Nigeria has those lists and they are covering it up. So how do you expect Nigeria to move forward? Who knows, maybe if those lists have been compiled and we get these people exposed and jailed, probably where we are now wouldn't have been possible. So that's our problem, isn't it? You see, so does it not tell you that we have a very, very serious problem? The duty of the state is to protect the lives and property of their citizens, but it looks the other way around. So, we have a problem. And who will deliver us from this problem? I don't know. Many Nigerians in the Western world have given up on Nigeria. Nigeria is about 200 million people. Many millions are outside Nigeria. But sometimes, because they were born there, they yearn to go home. In the Western world, they will look at themselves and say, I am tired of this place. But the problem is your safety as a diasporan is not guaranteed. Because you might go home and not come back. We have many examples. We have many examples. And Nigeria cannot go forward without the application. I'm not talking of written, the application of law and order. If you look at, there's one man from America who probably he has settled his children, was building a hotel in one of the states in Yoruba. So he came back. And what happened to him? In short, probably because I believe, because I think I heard that it was the American government that took his corpse from Nigeria and took him to America for burial. So this man, that's an example, someone yearning to come back to home, to motherland. He has been far away country for years, but even as he was toiling to make a living, his motherland was calling him, come home, come home. So this man walked all his life and said, okay, let me go home where I was born. I've done my duty. I've raised my children. They have a good job and whatever. And he got home. The system failed him. The system failed him. He died like a chicken. He died like a chicken. And nothing will happen. Those killers are still, some of them will become your senators, some will become your House of Reps. Yeah. And there's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you can do about it. So that's where we are. We have financiers of terror. Their names has been given to Nigeria for years. And the interior minister came out the other day and was giving excuses. Yes, there are possible excuses if for security reasons. But security reasons for how many years? Why the terror intensify? The kidnapping is flourishing. That's to the point that we'll have a police blocks here, where police checkpoints, and maybe probably like 300 meters down there, kidnappers are doing their business. Let's leave it for now. Let's have a break. I'll try and come in the evening and we'll have another topic. But please do me a favor. Please like, please share, please subscribe. A little offering if you don't mind, just thumbs up, so other people can watch it, and it's good for algorithm purposes. Please do us a favor, please. By the way, let me say this here. You see, I am not against any tribe. I am not against any religion. I am not against any person. What we do here, we present facts, then you decide. But down here, there's nothing like being biased. I will benefit nothing to divide people. No. But we are presenting facts here. So when we present facts, you decide. We are not a propaganda channel whereby we'll be pushing some deadly narrative. No. We present facts, you decide. But what is essential here, we have morals. And the desire to shed blood is not part of me. Everybody should live, have a good life. If you want to worship a stone, no problem. If you want to worship Jesus Christ, no problem. If you want to worship Allah, no problem. But what we can't do is to force people to do what you like. That's where we have problems. I'll leave it there. Please, I'll try and come in the evening. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye bye. Oh yeah. Thank you very much. Bye bye.